Good morning, everyone. It's time to go on the record.
And we did it without raising taxes.
Governor Baker heads into term 2 with a tight budget, but big ideas. Will the Senate president push him beyond his comfort zone?
I'm going to get me a beer.
Elizabeth Warren begins her quest for the White House with a cold one. How warm will her reception be outside the Bay State?
How well do you know the folks in charge on Beacon Hill? We gave out a quiz.
From WCVB Channel 5, the inside word from Washington to Beacon Hill. Today's newsmakers are going on the record.
Very good morning to you, everyone, and Happy New Year. A new page is turned on Beacon Hill. Governor Charlie Baker beginning his second term, outlining his priorities in his inaugural address on Thursday. But are they ambitious enough? Our guest this morning is the Massachusetts Senate President, Karen Spilker, who was now serving her first full term in that role. She's a Democrat and a resident of Ashland, also an attorney and an advocate for mental health care. She's a graduate of Cornell and Northeastern Law School. And Happy New Year. At what point do you stop saying Happy New Year to people? Like, this is the first weekend in January.
I think it's still okay to say
still okay?
Happy, healthy New Year to both of you.
At least until tomorrow.
At least until tomorrow.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Well, Happy New Year and welcome.
Happy, healthy
Great
to you too. Both.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting.
So your message to your colleagues and to voters when you did your speech this past week was that small ideas and incremental change are history, and that you want big upgrades, specifically in education and transportation. This sounds like a tax hike to me. Is it?
No, I think there's lots of ideas without taxes. I will be working with my colleagues and advocates and others, but education funding reform, Senate has been working hard to implement the Foundation Budget Review Commission's recommendations. We haven't passed the full bill yet, but every year we've put tens of millions of new dollars into the K-12 education system. The House is focused on early ed, the Senate on K-12. We haven't raised taxes, but yet we've accomplished it. We've put lots of money. We have over $2 billion in the stabilization fund. We've over doubled the amount in the last couple of years. We haven't raised taxes. So we have done a good job at being, I believe, fiscally responsible. But there's still a lot more to do. Everywhere I go, people talk about the traffic, the congestion, the lacking, the crumbling infrastructure. They talk about the need to fully implement the Foundation Budget Review Commission, about climate change. There's a sense of urgency, I believe, on all three areas.
But to make a major dent in any of these things, especially with transportation, it obviously a large influx of additional money is going to be necessary. Are you saying right here and now, no new taxes, or are you saying possible new taxes?
I think everything needs to be on the table. I did support the millionaire's tax. I still support the millionaire's tax. I do believe that if folks are earning over $1 million, that it would be great for them to chip in a little bit more.
Are you going to try to do something about that legislatively?
We'll take a look. We'll take a look at that. I'll work with the House, and we'll see what happens. But I think we need to take a long-term view at this. Our economy is thriving and it's humming, but we have a tax structure that's from the 20th century, if not even parts of it from the 19th century. We have all these new industries, the ride sharing, the home sharing, and many, many others. And it takes years for the legislature to catch up, losing millions and tens of millions of dollars in revenue. And it breeds a lot of confusion with the industry, with government officials, with consumers. We need to take a look. I'm not saying that that will necessarily increase taxes or lower taxes, but I think we need to update our tax structure, and that is a long-term look.
I noticed that when the governor was doing his inaugural address, he made a big point of saying that we've managed to do all these accomplishments without raising any taxes. There was a lot of people that stood up, that applauded that. You were you did not stand up. I think there was a small applause from you. Are you going to be at loggerheads with him and with the House Speaker, who clearly did stand up? Robert DeLeo got up. Huge applause from him when he talked about no taxes. Is this going to set up a loggerhead about the possibility of raising taxes?
I don't think so. I believe that, again, the House passed to put the millionaires tax on the ballot as well. It was both the House and Senate that had to approve that to get it on the ballot. We will be looking at it again, and I'll be talking with the Speaker about that and my colleagues. I think that, again, if we want to have an economy, you go to other countries, you look at their high-speed rail, you look at all the other infrastructure. We need to invest. We need to take a look, and again, I think that everything should at least be on the table to talk about it.
Just to that point, aren't Americans more in love with their cars? In other words, we're programmed differently than people from other parts of the world. We're programmed to take our cars with us.
We're programmed to some extent, but I know people that if there was a reliable commuter rail, they would take the commuter rail. If there was a reliable regional transit authority that went in the evenings or the weekends, they would take it. So I think that that's what we need to look at.
So you're carefully using the word reliable. Is the current system not reliable?
Sometimes it's not reliable, it's not as accessible, and it's in some ways not affordable for people.
I'd like to talk about this year's freshman class because it promises that they won't be any happy backbenchers like most new legislators perhaps had been in the past. And while all of them did vote for you, what they're looking for a different Senate. So what's your message to them?
You know, my first and foremost way of leadership has always been collaboration, to listen. It's my background as a social worker, attorney, arbitrator, mediator. I feel like that's my strength in being able to listen and to listen to all voices and then help bring people to consensus. I want the senators to feel empowered, both Democrat and Republican. You know, I work very well with Bruce Tarr, the minority leader, and I think that we have a terrific group of senators coming in and returning, and it's very exciting.
5 new senators.
Yes.
Is there a common thread among them? Like, I think there's a lot of people that are drawing similarities, like in Congress, in Washington. Here in the Senate, do you see a common theme among these 5 new senators?
They're all smart, passionate, and I think that they will be very vocal, which is great.
And they all voted for you as well.
Yes.
Are you? I'm going to reach in here. I'm going to pull out the OTR. Look, she said "oi" already.
I know.
I heard that. I heard that. But actually, this is pretty easy because the OTR prop. We're being very kind because it's a new year. We're turning over a new leaf.
Thanks. We'll see.
You believe that, by the way?
Yeah.
All right. Here's question one.
We'll see.
So, a little trivia involving the State House and Metro West.
Okay.
Okay. So here we go.
Okay.
Question 1. Back in 1780, Thomas Cushing became the first president of the Massachusetts Senate. He served for only 10 days. And why was that? And we'll give you 3 chances to figure out. He died, he resigned, or he was elected lieutenant governor.
He was elected lieutenant governor?
He was elected lieutenant governor.
Is that a guess, or
Yes.
did you know?
Yeah, but that was very good. He was elected lieutenant governor.
I was hoping he didn't
But see,
die.
look at that. She had confidence and she went right there. Question 2 touches on both Beacon Hill and the Metro West. Jack's Abbey, a very well-known brewery in Framingham. Now, another famous brewer also served as president of the Massachusetts Senate. You might even say that he was a brewer patriot. Who was he? And I'll give you no multiple choices here.
Sam Adams.
That's it. Ding, 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 ding. You're absolutely right. We continue with the Senate president on the record. Stay with us.